What's up guys, I'm Formula Drift ProSpec Driver Madison, and we're gonna do a walk around on my FueLAB S14. It's got a 6.2 liter Chevrolet engine, fully forged engine with an LSA supercharger. It's overspun a lot to where she makes just at 800 wheel, run on E85. We've got a G-Force GSR transmission behind it. It's a very basic, very simple car, still front mount radiator, and we keep it as simple as possible. And it's even still got a stock differential in it. So it's a super simple car and it's super competitive. Of course, nice Koenig wheels on it, stagger, 17-inch in the front, 18-inch in the back. Perfect sizing for our tire size. FueLAB suspension in the front, and we've got ISR suspension in the back for control arms and stuff like that. Super basic, just a regular PBM drop knuckle, which you can get off the shelf for pennies on the dollar comparably to some of the other brands. Interior, super simple. Status racing seats, only the coolest, custom diamond stitching. We got our logo engraved into it. Haltech 2500 ECU is probably the craziest thing we've got in the car. Otherwise, it's got a basic gauge and ISR handbrake, so everything is pretty affordable, but super awesome at the same time. So we're able to compete at one of the highest levels with such basic parts. Braking system is also super basic. We've got Z32 brake setup on the front and back, drilled and slotted rotors, with some nice brake pads in the front and back. We got Hawk pads, and then for our handbrake setup, it's dual caliper. We've got Project New pads on those, just to really keep us from having any failures. We had an old handbrake our first year in pro, and we actually didn't qualify because we didn't have the handbrake working well. And at this point, if we ever have any sort of handbrake failure or line leak, the pads are still super good, have super hard bite. So this car still runs a factory fuel tank, and we're able to do that by running this FueLAB surge tank. And they've got two different size surge tanks. This is the smaller of the two. The other one sits about 4 inches higher. And we have a screw pump in it. It makes a lot less heat than like your standard fuel pumps, or a lot of times you have to run two fuel pumps and sit them right next to each other. That makes a lot of heat. So this is super low resistance, a lot of heat, it's variable speed, and we just have a FueLAB lift pump, and it lifts into the surge and returns back to the tank when the surge gets full, but keeps you from running out of fuel whenever you run super low instead of having fuel slosh. And if you do get low in the tank, you don't have to worry about it. So, good sides over here. We have a good side. So the body kit is super simple. We've got a lot of Duraflex parts on here that knock off some of the Origin Aggressive kit. It's actually an Origin Aggressive front bumper. Everything else is just cheap off the shelf stuff. But we've got a Vitchin Visuals, did the whole wrap on it and the whole livery this year. Really knocked it out of the park with what we had going on, and we wrapped it 2 days before we left for the first round. Got in a quick photo shoot before we ruined it at round one. Managed to make a lot out of such a little. You know, we've ran the same body kit for 4 years, and we've cheaply pieced it back together with fiberglass in the garage, and we really don't know what we're doing. But he was able to rewrap everything that was damaged and lay a new livery on top of broken parts and really knocked it out of the park. So super thankful for Kyle. Thanks for watching the walk around of our car. If you want to see more of it, feel free to follow us on Instagram and see what we do for the rest of the season. Thanks guys.